having, YouTube friends? God, is that an awesome sound in the evening or what? Love that sled. We're going to get a lot of good riding videos of that sled this winter. That thing is just a frickin' hoot. God, I have so much fun on that. Trenton's been ripping around the last couple nights through the yard, and God, it really just frickin' jumps right up out of the snow, and it's amazing. Look at the hell followed me into my shop here. I had this in the back of my truck just last week. Picked it up. One of them really good frickin' screaming deal kind of a thing. I had to jump on it. Really didn't want it. Really don't have time to work on anything else. Got enough going on in here right now. So yeah, it was one of them deals. I think I needed to find it a better home, and I did. I found it a better home. Got a guy up, kind of up by our cabin that jumped on it. I put it up for sale. He jumped on it right away. He collects sleds, and I think he's going to give it an absolute awesome home. It's got a set of awesome looking SLP pipes on it. It's supposed to be a runner rider set up by Hein and Mason back in the 90s. The odometer shows 5,000 miles on it. I have a feeling it's set up correctly. Don't do anything to it. Just frickin' clean the carbs, clean the tank, and enjoy it. Ride it. It's a pretty sweet looking little sled. I mean, it's screaming 90s. It's got the pink ski skins on it. It's got all the correct pink colors for 1993. I guess if you're into pink, whatever. But did all kinds of stuff on Freedom this week. Main thing, I got the skid in it. Last weekend, I wrenched on this thing all frickin' weekend. Got the skid all together. Trenton had it 95%. I went through it, just kind of did a couple little more things to it, and I put it in the sled. Got it sitting on the floor now, kind of seeing how the stance is going to be on it. I'm loving it. Been working on the gauges. Here's a nightmare for me. Wire all this stuff together. Wiring isn't one of my strong points, but I get through it. Eventually I get it all together and make it somewhat looking nice, but just mounting everything on there. And this week the coil brackets are showing up so I can mount all the coils and stuff. And I'm just trying to mount everything on there. It's going to have to be wired. I had Tim show up tonight. He's patiently standing over here with the pump in his hand. Hold on. It's time. We got to crack one. Oh, there, I got it. Yep. Cheers to all my YouTube friends. Oh my goodness. But yeah, Tim gave the water pump the full treatment. He said I'm going to have to reroute the pipes so you can see the water pump down there, but Tim did a beautiful job on here. Tim, how do you get a hold of you again?
tim.precisionpumps@gmail.com.
He's the man. He's done.
I'm also on Facebook Messenger.
Yep. Under
Tim Nalipinski.
Yep. And how many of you already done this fall? I mean, we're only, not even a month into the riding season really for most people, but.
Probably about 25 pumps.
Yeah. I mean, he's just putting the pumps out there. Awesome. It's awesome that he's keeping these things alive by rebuilding these pumps. There's really only one or two people out there that are actually performing this service. And Tim is definitely on the top of that list to have somebody build your pump. So I'll put his email in there so you guys can get a hold of him. But the other big thing that happened this week was this clutch cover over here. I talked about it in my last video. I had big plans for it, and my graphics lady, I get chills. I get a little tingly when I look at this thing. She just smashed this thing completely out of the ballpark. You want to talk about a home run? I mean, it is unbelievable what she did on here. Nailed everything. I gave her a couple ideas. She ran with it. I love it. I just absolutely love it. Gave it some color. It needed some color on here. To polish it was too much shine. We got Trenton's redone too. Kind of the same thing. Blacked out the side and then put the name on there and put the shocker symbol in there too. We got to have that in there. But got my powder coating back. I got my tank. I got the back of the clutch cover back, and I got all this business up here back. That's sitting over on the bench, but I just been using this one for mock-up because I've been putting it together, taking it apart, putting it together, taking it apart, and I don't want to risk scratching the one that's going to eventually go on here. But even to make a little bracket like this to hold the headlight, there's a couple hours of work right there just to make this goofy little bracket to hold the headlight on there. It's just, The fab work takes forever, but I enjoy it. Trenton, why don't you jump on there once? Let's see how this thing, how a person actually sits on this thing. I love the feel of it. It reminds me of complete 90s sled. I mean, it's just, you're kind of in the saddle. The bars are right where they need to be, and the gauges are right there in your face. I mean, you're going to be looking at this frickin' screaming tack as you're going down the trail, and you're going to have your left and center EGT, and then the right side EGT. You can't really buy a triple EGT anymore. I mean, you can find them used, but what the heck? I went new, do a double and a single. You can even do 3 singles and arrange them however you want, but for the money, you're better off going this route. And these are all going to have the fast read probes on them too. That's an option. You can get the EGTs with the slower read probe. And they're a couple bucks cheaper, but I went with the fast read probes. Really want to pay attention on the EGTs on this engine. I got too much money in this engine. I don't want to lose anything inside this motor. So that's my update for the night, guys. This weekend's going to be all about the Funmobile. I'm going to get the tracks mounted up on the Liberty this weekend. This Christmas weekend. The following weekend is going to be New Year's weekend, and we usually do a little wheeling deal up at the cabin that weekend, and I really want my tracks on. Minnesota's been getting pounded with snow. I mean, it's amazing the amount of snow we've been getting, and it just snowed again today, like 5 inches, and we might get some more yet tonight, but up at our cabin we already have like 20 some inches of snow on the ground. So the tracks on the Jeep's going to be a hoot for going down all the minimum maintenance roads and stuff in the woods. So it's going to be just an absolute blast. And thanks for everybody on the comments on the neighbor Josh's Mach Z. That was a good video. I mean, everybody seemed to like that. I'm going to have to throw in a freaking oddball triple here and there, I'm thinking. That Skidoo triple, people loved it. I might have to go visit another friend of mine, Mike, right? Mike Langmate. He's got a ZRT 600, just a gorgeous Artie Cat, and it's in pristine condition. And I might have to go visit him and get a video of his sled too. It's in one of my riding videos. I pulled up next to him in one of the riding videos, but I'm gonna have to go actually take a look at his sled. So thanks for watching, everybody. Thanks for all the comments. We're getting there. I can almost smell the 2-stroke coming out of the exhaust now. Thanks, guys.